Did you know that your beliefs show up in your body? That's what we're going to talk about today. Physical symptoms appear in the physical world, which is your body. Your physical symptoms show up in your body. So your beliefs directly impact your health. Is that crazy? Have you ever thought about that before? So my mentor 30 years ago, 30 plus years now, was Louise Hay. And I was like so deeply entrenched in her teachings about you can heal your life. I was having a lot of physical conditions back then, physical symptoms, diagnoses, and I kept trying to figure out why this was continuing when I had a healthy lifestyle. I was the owner of a gym. I was a fitness trainer. I was a yoga instructor. Like, why is this happening to me? Like, I'm doing everything to be healthy. Why am I not healthy? Why do I have all these diagnoses? Why am I on so many prescriptions? And, not just any prescription. Back in the day, I was on at least 7 medications at any given time for over 24 years. And today, I'm going to take you through the resolution. How did I resolve this? How did I solve this problem that didn't make any sense? Many of my clients and coaches that I train, this is their specialty. The clients come in as well-to-do entrepreneurs. They are disciplined, they are committed, they are action takers, they are serving the world, they're contributing in a great way, they're taking responsibility for their life. So why is this happening to them? If they're responsible, they're disciplined, and they're doing everything in their power to be healthy, wealthy, successful, why do they have physical symptoms? Great question, right? Let's dive right in. For those of you who are new to me, my name is Guillory, and I am the host of the More Than Mindset show. I am a massage therapist. I was the owner of a gym for over 24 years, entrepreneur by heart. I have had hair, nails, tanning, all the things, mind, body, wellness, and eventually found coaching in 2012. And the last few years, I have been training wellness practitioners and becoming a mind body coach. So let's talk about these physical symptoms. What shows up in your physical world, your physical body, as symptoms and illness and disease is brought on by your beliefs. By your beliefs. So your understanding, your perception that's going on in your subconscious mind is predicting your health. Now, this is really innocent. So as I'm saying this, you might be rolling your eyes or like, yeah, whatever. But listen, this started when you were a kid. It was your understanding of something that was said before having full cognition of what was actually meant. And that same understanding carried with you all the way up until now. So whenever you were a kid and you heard your parents talk about getting old and achy knees and bone on bone, and you heard them talk about diagnoses, you heard them talk about maybe relatives who had particular health issues, and it was very, very innocent. But your innocent mind took on a belief around aging, around health. And most often, we don't even remember this. It takes a skilled mindset master to really understand and hear it. Your subconscious beliefs eventually become your conscious thoughts. And what you say, you will eventually do. And what you do, you will become. And so your subconscious eventually creates the life that it thinks is truth. And that is because your subconscious will not be wrong. It is persistent about being truthful. What I believe is what is. And it's really interesting how we can't even tell when we're blocking these thoughts. And so if you're trying to figure this out for yourself, guys, very, very tricky. It's even tricky when I'm the one helping the clients figure it out. And they say, I didn't say that. And I'm like, go back and watch the recording. You for sure just said that. We can't even hear it. And there's good reason for it. Your brain set up this mechanism to keep you safe. It's that simple. Safe according to the understanding of when you first heard it and began to believe it. So the problem is you're no longer a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old. You have a different understanding, but these loops, these truths, these beliefs are actually tangled not only in your mind, but in the cells of your being in your body. We adopt beliefs, subconscious understanding from generations before us. This stuff is passed down, and then we're surrounded by it, right? The environment that we were brought up in, society, what we see online, what we saw at school. And it's also indoctrination from your religion that you grew up in, or whatever you have chosen to study over the years. All of these things have become a part of your story, your truth. Now, how do we know if this has impacted you? Wouldn't that be a great question? How would we know? Are you asking that? How would I know if this is impacting me? If you have physical symptoms, this is impacting you, period. It's just like when I'm talking about business and money and everything else. Your beliefs are predicting, your beliefs are dictating your results. You will become what you believe. And so if you believe that you're going to have arthritis when you get older, that it's harder to move, that you're going to have aches and pains, that low back is coming from slip disc, like any of this stuff, if you believe it, you will create it. Now, the opposite is also true. And that's why it's so important to have a coach, to have a trusted mentor or coach that hears you and can show you what you're saying that you don't even recognize. That is why I believe in coaching, having a mentor, having someone that I trust that is watching what I am saying. Now, it's really interesting because we say what we think, what we think is going to create, but it's not so. What you are thinking is creating a feeling, and that feeling is compelling you to take action, and that's what you need to look at. What are the actions that I am taking that's creating the results that I have? So if you wanted to reverse engineer this, you would look at the health of your body. What would you rate your health as on a scale of 1 to 10? And then you go backwards to what is creating that number. So if you believe that your health is a 6, you're like, could be better, but it's better than a lot of other people. Like, it's not quiet, like down in the dumps, but it ain't up there. It's not like an 8 or a 9. It's definitely not optimal. So I'll give it a 6. Then my question to you would be, what are you doing to create that result? What are you doing to create that 6? And this is where what I call jeering comes up. Justify, excuse, explain, and rationalize. As soon as you go into story to explain why, then I can detect it's your subconscious beliefs. I've just gotten really good at this because I got a very tricky brain that was traumatized as a youth, and I have done a lot of work around this. It's very hard for me to actually see what's going on in my own brain and being careful about what I'm saying at all times. And so that's why I like having a coach, and I stay in communities that help me grow and understand myself better. And so that's the environment. I have infused myself in an environment that is about health and wealth and satisfaction and fulfillment and purpose and success. And so I'm going to ask you the same thing. What are you surrounded by? Who's guarding your thoughts? And shoot, who has the nerve or the courage to even like show you what you're thinking? Most people are afraid to risk the relationship and they just want to give you advice instead. And that's the beauty of having a coach is we can normalize and neutralize any situation. We don't bring emotion, people pleasing, codependency into our coaching sessions. And so you can have this very clean mirror because they can show you what you're saying, what you're doing, and what's creating the result you have. So this is a no-brainer. What is your health like? And do you want it to be better? And if it's not better, then I guarantee you there is a reason for it. Pretty simple, right? So I was talking to a client this morning and she was like, when you said my beliefs show up in my body, I knew you were speaking truth. But listen up, my friends. It doesn't just show up in your body. It shows up in your body, your bedroom, in other words, your intimate relationships, and your bank account. Those beliefs will show up everywhere in your life. Your spirituality, your connection with yourself, your connection with people that you work with, family, friends, people that you love, your intimate relationships, as well as your money. And I'm not just talking about your money of today, because it's one thing to earn, but can you keep it, multiply it, protect it? Can you hold on to it? And it's the same thing with your health. So if you are overweight, aches and pains, there's always an issue when you start working out. This thing comes up with your foot, with your back, with your shoulder, with your neck. Like every time you feel good, bam, something happens. If that is you, my friend, then you should get this checked out. You should question what is going on subconsciously that is creating this. Because the truth is, we were all meant to be healthy, to be wealthy, to prosper, to flourish, to be a communal part of life with people and finances. And we should, I know I'm shooting all over you today, but we should be able to afford good health. And so that is why I put wealth in there, because if you cannot create wealth, then you cannot have health. So I know I've heard so many of you, money's not everything. I disagree. If you live in the material world, money is as important as health. And those are both controlled by your beliefs. That's all I got for you today. I hope you took something away from it. Share it with a friend. Give me a rating and review so that we can get this to more people. And if any of this felt like you wanted to explore more, you're like, I've got some physical conditions that keep showing up. I keep losing the weight and then gaining it back. I get to the gym, I start getting healthy, feeling good, looking good, and bam, something gets in the way. Every time. This has been going on for years. Or I finally got into a routine, I'm doing really good, and then bam, plantar fasciitis, something going on with my neck, with my back, with my knees, like every time. My 24 years in the gym, this is what I saw over and over and over. And it's also what encouraged me to become a coach and really understand the mind-body connection, or shall I say disconnection. So if this is you and you want to hop on a call, schedule something to see if I can help you, then you can send an email to kim@kimguillory.com. Otherwise, you can go all the way back to the beginning of this show. I have been talking about this 300 episodes ago. Enjoy, my friends. Have a good day.